Have you ever been sleeping soundly when, out of nowhere, a sharp pain grips your calf, forcing you to sit up and clutch your leg? Muscle cramps, for many, they're just a small nuisance in daily life. But for those over 50, they can be an important health warning. According to the American Academy of Neurology, nearly 60% of adults over 50 experience muscle cramps at least once a month, and that number is even higher among people with high blood pressure, diabetes, or those taking diuretics. What's more alarming is that most of us only try to ease the pain without ever looking into the root cause. Cramps aren't just about electrolyte imbalance or dehydration. They can be a sign of poor blood circulation, pinched nerves, or severe deficiencies in essential nutrients, and here's why: by simply making smart changes to your diet, you could cut your risk of recurring cramps by as much as 70%. In today's video, we're diving into the top 5 golden foods that help reduce muscle cramps, but not just the same old list you've heard before. I'll share with you unexpected food choices that are surprisingly effective, cooking tips to preserve maximum nutrients, and the common mistakes that bring cramps back even when you think you're eating healthy. You'll also hear real-life stories from Americans over 50 who transformed their lives simply by adjusting their daily meals. And if you've ever thought cramps only happen because you overexercise, the next part will definitely surprise you. Before we start, I want you to think about this question: if making just one small change to your breakfast tomorrow could dramatically lower your risk of cramps, would you do it? If your answer is yes, then let's dive into the science behind muscle cramps and discover how these golden foods can become your silent heroes in protecting your muscle health. Many people believe muscle cramps are simply caused by dehydration or a lack of salt. While those are common triggers, the truth is the bigger picture is far more complex, especially for those over 50. As we age, our blood vessels become less flexible and circulation to the muscles slows down. This means your muscles can become hungry for oxygen and nutrients, particularly during activity or at night when natural blood flow decreases. On top of that, the nerves, which control muscle contraction and relaxation, become more sensitive due to natural degeneration or conditions like diabetes, spinal degeneration, or even as a side effect of certain medications. When nerve signals get disrupted, muscles can suddenly clamp without warning, causing intense spasms. Another overlooked cause is an imbalance of micronutrients like magnesium, potassium, and calcium, essential players in muscle cell function. Even a slight drop in magnesium can disrupt the electrical signals in the muscles, leading to abnormal contractions. I remember meeting John, a 62-year-old gentleman, at a health seminar in Texas. He told me he used to suffer from nightly cramps so severe that he dreaded going to bed. He tried drinking more water, adding a bit of salt to his meals, but nothing worked. It wasn't until he got a blood test that he discovered he was deficient in magnesium and had mild peripheral artery disease. After correcting his diet and doing exercises to improve circulation, his cramps almost disappeared. His story is a clear reminder: to prevent cramps, we need to address the root cause, not just the symptoms, and that starts with understanding the mechanisms behind them, which we'll continue to explore in the next section. When it comes to cramp-fighting foods, almost everyone immediately thinks of bananas. And yes, bananas are indeed rich in potassium, a crucial mineral that helps balance electrolytes and keeps muscles functioning smoothly. But the story doesn't end there. A medium banana contains about 420 milligrams of potassium, roughly 9% of an adult's daily requirement. Beyond potassium, bananas also provide vitamin B6, which helps convert proteins and carbohydrates into energy for the muscles, along with small amounts of magnesium and fiber. However, here's the part few people know: eating bananas alone won't be enough to prevent cramps, especially if the root cause is magnesium deficiency or poor circulation. The ideal approach is to pair bananas with other magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, almonds, or dark leafy greens. For example, an anti-cramp breakfast for someone over 50 could include one perfectly ripe banana, a handful of roasted pumpkin seeds, and a glass of low-fat milk. This combination not only delivers potassium and magnesium, but also provides protein, calcium, and antioxidants, all of which support healthier muscles and blood vessels. I remember interviewing Linda, a 58-year-old yoga instructor in California. She used to experience leg cramps during her morning classes despite eating bananas every day. Once she added magnesium-rich nuts and stayed hydrated, her cramps almost completely disappeared. The lesson here: bananas are indeed a star in the anti-cramp food list, but they become twice as powerful when paired smartly with complementary nutrients. In the list of cramp-fighting foods, dark leafy greens are often overlooked, yet they're truly a nutritional treasure that anyone over 50 shouldn't miss. Greens like spinach, kale, bok choy, arugula, and collard greens are rich in magnesium and calcium, to minerals that help calm nerve and muscle activity, reducing the risk of cramps and supporting long-lasting muscle function. In addition, vitamin K in leafy greens plays a crucial role in regulating calcium, ensuring that this mineral goes to the right places, your bones and teeth, rather than building up in your arteries, which can lower the risk of atherosclerosis. A Harvard study found that diets rich in leafy greens could reduce cramp risk by up to 31% in older adults, especially when paired with proper hydration and light exercise. I understand that some people avoid leafy greens because they dislike the earthy taste or worrying about digestion. The solution: blend them into a green smoothie, toss them in a light lemon olive dressing, or saute them quickly with garlic and olive oil to preserve nutrients. I once spoke with Mike, a 62-year-old avid golfer from Texas. He used to suffer from cramps during matches under the sun. After adding leafy greens to his daily meals, he noticed better endurance, less fatigue, and no more mid-game cramps. So, if you're looking for a food that not only helps prevent cramps but also nourishes your heart and strengthens your bones, dark leafy greens are a must-have on your plate. When it comes to golden foods for preventing cramps and supporting muscle health, fatty fish is at the top of the list, nature's richest source of omega-3s. Fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, trout, and herring are not only packed with omega-3 fatty acids, but also high in vitamin D and premium quality protein, a nutritional trio that reduces inflammation, boosts circulation, and speeds up muscle recovery after physical activity. Research shows that omega-3 south help muscle cell membranes work more efficiently, which can reduce uncontrolled contractions, a major cause of cramps. At the same time, these healthy fats support cardiovascular health, which is crucial for anyone over 50. I remember meeting Linda, a 58-year-old swimming enthusiast from Florida. She used to experience cramps during long swim sessions. After her nutritionist advised her to add fatty fish to her diet 3 to 4 times per week, she noticed lighter, more agile movement, improved endurance, and virtually no cramps. Here's a tip: when choosing fish, go for wild-caught rather than farm-raised, and cook them by steaming, baking, or lightly pan-searing with olive oil to preserve omega-3 south. Avoid deep frying, as it can damage these healthy fats. If you want to protect your heart while keeping your muscles strong and cramp-free, fatty fish is your golden ticket to better health after 50. If you've ever woken up in the middle of the night with a sudden leg cramp, there's a good chance your body is missing a few key minerals. And the simple answer might just be a handful of nuts a day. Nuts like almonds, walnuts, cashews, and seeds such as chia, pumpkin, and sunflower seeds are packed with magnesium, potassium, and calcium, the essential trio that keeps your muscles flexible and reduces the risk of sudden contractions. Magnesium helps relax your muscles, potassium balances your electrolytes, and calcium ensures smooth nerve signaling to your muscles. When these three nutrients are in balance, your risk of cramps drops dramatically. I recall the story of James, a 62-year-old golf veteran. He often experienced cramps after a few hours on the course, especially on hot days. After adding 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds and a few walnuts to his breakfast, along with proper hydration, his cramps nearly disappeared. Here's a tip: choose unsalted and unsweetened nuts to avoid unnecessary strain on your heart. Lightly roast them or soak chia seeds overnight for easier digestion. And remember, just a small handful, about 30 grams a day, is enough to reap the benefits. A handful of nuts a day. Simple, convenient, and a natural shield against cramps, while keeping your muscles strong. When it comes to potassium, the mineral that helps reduce muscle cramps, most of us immediately think of bananas. And while that's true, it's not the whole story. Potassium acts like an electric messenger in your body, maintaining electrolyte balance between your cells. When potassium levels drop, nerve signals to your muscles become irregular, making them more prone to sudden contractions. Bananas are a quick and convenient source of potassium, especially for people who exercise regularly or work outdoors. But if you eat bananas every day, your taste buds might get bored. That's why you can mix things up with other potassium-rich fruits like oranges, and fresh orange juice boosts potassium and vitamin C for faster recovery. Avocados, loaded with healthy fats and twice the potassium of bananas. Cantaloupe, refreshing, hydrating, and delicious. Kiwi, high in potassium, vitamin C, and antioxidants. Take Linda, 58, as an example. She often experienced nighttime cramps, especially after long hikes. Her nutritionist suggested adding an avocado-kiwi smoothie in the afternoon, along with proper hydration. The result? Her cramps almost disappeared. Quick tip: for a fast potassium boost, go for fresh fruit instead of supplements. Whole fruits provide fiber, vitamins, and other bioactive compounds that pills just can't match. Potassium, the electric key that keeps your muscles ready to perform without being interrupted by cramps. Did you know that beyond diet, certain daily habits play a huge role in preventing muscle cramps? The interesting part is, many people focus solely on food, forgetting that our muscles also need habit training, just like a machine that requires regular maintenance. 1. Warm up and stretch properly before exercising or doing heavy work. Spend at least 5 to 10 minutes warming up to improve blood circulation and prepare your muscles. Afterward, don't skip stretching, especially your calves, thighs, and feet, to lower the risk of sudden cramping. 2. Hydrate smartly. It's not just about drinking enough, but drinking right. Instead of waiting until you're thirsty, spread your water intake throughout the day. If you sweat a lot, consider adding electrolyte sources like coconut water, low-sugar sports drinks, or diluted oral rehydration solutions. 3. Balance your sodium intake. Some people cut salt too much, while others consume far too much. Both extremes can disrupt electrolyte balance and increase cramp risk. Adjust your sodium intake based on your activity level and personal needs. 4. Manage stress. Chronic stress can make muscles tense and more prone to cramping. Activities like meditation, deep breathing, or light walks can help relax your nervous system and reduce cramp frequency. Take James, 62, for example. He used to have nighttime cramps, especially after gardening. Once he started stretching before bed and drinking a warm glass of coconut water, the cramps noticeably decreased within weeks. Sometimes the solution isn't adding another food. It's changing small, consistent habits that you practice every single day. When it comes to preventing muscle cramps, many people don't realize that it's often their own seemingly harmless habits that make things worse. Let's see if you're guilty of any of these common mistakes. 1. Drinking too much coffee or alcohol. Both caffeine and alcohol act as diuretics, leading to dehydration and electrolyte imbalance. If you're over 50, it's especially important to limit your intake, particularly in the evening. 2. Overtraining without proper recovery exercise is great, but pushing yourself too hard without allowing your muscles to rest can lead to damage. In cramping, listen to your body and alternate between heavy and light workout days. 3. Ignoring early warning signs. Nighttime cramps are often your body's way of telling you it's low on a mineral or fluid. Simply massaging the area and moving on might allow the problem to get worse. 4. Poor dietary balance. Many people focus on adding one food or vitamin and forget overall balance. For example, eating lots of bananas for potassium but neglecting magnesium and calcium, both equally vital. 5. Staying in one position too long. Muscles need blood flow. Sitting for hours at a desk or standing still too long can reduce circulation and increase cramp risk. If you recognize yourself in any of these habits, the good news is that a few small changes can make a big difference. Remember, prevention isn't just about adding something to your diet, it's also about removing the things quietly sabotaging your health. My friends, we've just gone through an insightful and practical journey together. We've explored 5 golden foods that can help reduce your risk of muscle cramps, not only effective but also easy to include in your daily life. We've learned exactly how nutrition and minerals directly affect your muscles. We've identified common habits that make cramps worse and how to fix them. We've gathered practical tips, inspiring stories, and expert perspectives to guide us forward. The most important thing I want you to remember is this: good health doesn't come from one single change. It comes from small, consistent, and smart choices you make every day. If you're over 50, think of this as a friendly reminder. Your body can still be strong, flexible, and full of energy as long as you start today. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Of the 5 foods we discussed today, which ones do you already eat? Do you have a personal tip to prevent cramps that you'd like to share? Leave a comment below. Your experience might help thousands of others, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like to spread the message. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next health video. Share this video with your family and friends, especially those who struggle with muscle cramps. See you in the next video, where we'll uncover more secrets to help you live healthier and happier every single day.